Alright guys, how to shape up a flat top haircut. Alright guys, after I already faded the side, what you gotta do is pick out the haircut all the way. Make sure it's nice and picked out. Because this is very important. You want to get the length of the hair all the way out. Now I close my machine all the way. It doesn't matter what machine you guys decide to use. I'm using an Andis Master here. And I close it all the way to a 0. And what you see me doing is basically I'm going straight up, like if I'm like going straight up a wall. Now for this particular movement, you gotta have a steady hand. All right, you can't try to go fast. You gotta take your time. You basically just gotta have a real steady hand, and that takes time. Just take your time as much as you can. And I'm going straight up, like I said. And the idea here is we're basically creating a box. As you see me combing down right here, there's going to be a line left there, and I'm going to get that towards the end. There's a line there because, after you shape it, the fade basically turns different, all right? At the bottom, basically, because I already faded it a certain way. And after I started to shape it, it kind of messes up the bottom. And I'm going to get that out. All I got to do is grab a clip. I'm probably going to grab the number 2 clip and go over that. So as you guys can see, basically still making a box all the way around the head. All right. And my hair was picked out all the way, so there won't be any room for mistakes. And like I said, steady hand. I've been doing this for a long time, so it's a lot more easier for me. But like I said, take your time. You guys are probably new at this if you're watching this. And go straight up. What we're doing is we're making a box, and we're going straight up like it's a wall. So there's 3 particular steps to shaping up a flat top. And I'm going to show you guys that here today. Same thing in the front. Just go straight up. And what we do in the front, you want to make sure you kind of go in a little bit in the front because you want to leave room for your line. So in the very, very, very front, at the bottom, I'm going in a little bit more, and then I'm coming all the way up and going out. All right, and as you guys see me flicking my wrist and throwing the hair out the way, you don't want the hair to clog up on the machine. That's why I'm kind of like throwing the hair out the way. And like I said, guys, in the front, I'm like going in a little bit at the front and then coming up because I want to leave that room so I can line up the front of his hair. Because a lot of times, if you notice a lot of flat tops, it almost looks like the hairline is under the flat top. It kind of makes it look like a wig. So what you want to do, like I said, is go. So this is the second step. Step number 2 is the top. So I'm gonna go between the second step and the third step for you guys at the same time. This is the third step. This is the second step. I apologize. So right now I'm gonna be going between both. And the same thing over here. You want to just go straight across, like if we're going straight across a table. And you see, I have the wire wrapped around my wrist, so it won't hit him in the face, basically. And I'm holding it with my other hand. And it kind of gives me some type of leverage. This is the third step, guys, that I was talking about. So you want to hold your machine sideways and go around. So I'm going between the top, the second step, and the third step. So I'm going between the top and rounding out the side. So there's only 3 steps. When I do a lot of my haircut tutorials, I like to use 3 quick steps for you guys. If you ever had my DVDs, Barber Quest DVDs, you guys would know I only use 3 steps for fading. And most of my try to make it easy for people when I do classes and stuff like that. So same thing over here, shaping the back. I'm going around, so I'm holding my machine sideways, and then I'm going back to the first step right here. Same thing, holding. This is the second step. All right, guys, and you just basically want to make a box, guys. That's the idea. I'm gonna have to turn up the camera and go over it a little bit, but other than that, it's fine. I gotta go over it a lot more. Basically, this is a 5-minute video, so it's obviously gonna take me longer to do it. And the part that I was combing down on the side for you guys, I'm probably gonna throw in a clip right now and go over that part. All right, you can see I'm combing it down, moving that little bit of hair out the way. And you see like the fade looks a little funny in the back. That's why I was combing that down. So I'm gonna have to turn the camera off. It's too long of a process. The total time of this haircut probably is about 25 minutes, I say. Same thing over here, but I have to critique it, and I can't do that in 5 minutes. You see me combing down the side, start fading it back in. So after you shape it on the side, grab your machine and go back in there. You don't want to go too short because you don't want to make another line, but what I'm doing is I'm getting that excess hair that I combed down, and I'm taking that out the way. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up the front, which is gonna take some time as well. Like you guys seen, I shaped it up a little bit in the front. And I'm gonna have to critique the size a little bit. It's not as perfect, but at the end, you guys will see the finished product of exactly how the haircut's gonna look. And that's about it. So I'm shaping it up using my T outline a little bit. Any little any little hairs that was in the way, kind of taking those off. All right. I'm using the Easy Blade shaving gel to shape them up. Just a little bit. Kind of used too much right there, but you don't need that much with that. Easy Blade is very concentrated of a product. Same thing over here, just shaping them up a little bit. And I'm going to turn up the camera, probably critique it as much as I can. And you guys will see the finished product. All right, guys. Hope this tutorial helped you guys out a lot. Email me or comment if you have any questions. Talk to you guys soon. Good luck. And here you have the finished product. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Jay the Barber, howtobecome barber.com, easybladeshavingproducts.com. Have a good one.